Hello, lovely human. A happy Sunday to you. Today I've been sitting here thinking about what my Sunday 7-minute soundbite should be about, and I decided I wanted to talk about the power of communicating an apology or communicating to someone something that is perhaps very, very important, but very difficult to communicate. So, apologizing to someone whom you have upset or you have caused an injury to can be very difficult because, combined with that sense of remorse is guilt and maybe embarrassment and all of these things. And so actually, even to admit that you made a mistake, that, you were in the wrong, can be deeply uncomfortable. And there are some people who find it almost impossible to ever say sorry. I'm not one of those people. I don't have a problem saying sorry, but I want to tell you about an incident that happened earlier in the week that was excruciatingly embarrassing. So I may have mentioned to you that I am part of the management committee of the building where I have an apartment. In fact, I'm in that apartment now, and maybe you can see the sky behind me. And we had an incident where somebody from our building had dumped a load of bags and rubbish in a place where they're not supposed to be doing that. It's in the UK, it's called fly tipping, and that sort of dumping of stuff that's not general waste that really should be disposed of responsibly in the designated recycling place. Anyway, and as part of the management committee, I was informed that somebody in our building had done this, and could we find out who it was and get them to remove it. So the first port of call is to ask the residents' WhatsApp group, does this belong to someone? Does anyone know who this belongs to? And don't get a reply from anyone. And then, of course, I had to go and look at the CCTV in our building to see if we could find out who it was. And I did see who the person was, but I did not recognize the person, so I wasn't quite sure who they were. They were probably residents, but they were not somebody who I knew well. And a bit more detective work ensued, and I discovered which floor they were from. And they were one of two possible suspects, let's put it that way. And so I had the contact number for one of them, and I messaged this person and I said, did you get rid of some of your things earlier today? And this person said, no, it wasn't me. And I'm not proud of this. And I said, are you sure? Because we have CCTV footage that it might be you. And this person was very offended by that tone and said, you don't even know me, how dare you accuse me, blah, blah, blah. And at this point, suddenly another bell went off in my head, and I realized that it actually wasn't this person, it was the other person, and a few other dots got connected, and I knew for sure that it wasn't this woman who I had just accused. And it was excruciating for me. It was embarrassing. I felt really bad at having accused her of something she had clearly not done. And when I was sure that it was the other person, I then just apologized to this woman. My apology was very full and groveling, and I said, I'm so sorry. I should not have jumped to conclusions, and please, can I buy you coffee to meet you in person and to apologize? And she was like, no, it's fine. It's okay. You don't have to do that, etc. And so she was very gracious and she accepted my apology. And I bumped into her in the lift today, so I actually did meet her in person, and once again, I apologize. So hopefully that is water under that bridge. But I think what I'm thinking about is sometimes there are people who we have hurt, or we have perhaps inadvertently caused injury to, emotional injury, physical injury, sadness, but we are no longer able to apologize. Perhaps it's too late. Perhaps we no longer have a way to connect with them. And of course, in extreme cases, maybe that person has already passed on, and so it feels too late. And even in those situations, there is a way for us to let that person's spirit know that we have regret, and we apologize, and we have remorse. And the way to do that is to actually write a letter to that person. And in that letter, you put down everything you feel, everything you want to say that perhaps you didn't get a chance to say before, or you might never get a chance to say in person. You put it all down, pen and paper. It's better to do it with actual physical pen and paper. And you don't stop until you have said everything you want to say. Then the important thing is to not read what you've written. You just take that letter and then you destroy it. You destroy it by, ideally, you set fire to it, but obviously do it in a safe place. Obviously, you don't want to create, danger for yourself or for the place you're in. Or you can just rip it to tiny shreds and get rid of it. And by doing this, two things happen. One is you get it out of your system, because otherwise the energy around that feeling of guilt and remorse and regret and unspoken apology stays with you. And that comes out, it's articulated, it's released. And the second thing is, in that process of actually letting that energy out into the ether, somehow reaches that person wherever they are. It works for me and has worked for many other people. I hope it does for you too if you need it. Lots of love. See you again tomorrow. Bye for now.